you eat food, food comes into your stomach. Food leaves your stomach, it comes out into the small gut, it comes around into the large gut, and you poop it out. In your stomach, you have to break down the food. To break down the food, you have to make digestive enzymes. So we have to release digestive enzymes out of the parietal cells lining the stomach for us to digest the food. For us to release the enzymes, we need the hydrochloric acid. So you have to make hydrochloric acid to then release the digestive enzymes, to then release, to break down the food that comes into the stomach. And this is mainly your protein food, so these are mainly your protein enzymes. And your tongue is up here with its taste buds. The taste buds need zinc. The taste buds are indicating to the body what you've eaten so that you know what to digest. Your carbohydrate digestion is happening up here in your mouth, and your protein digestion is happening here in your stomach. Your fat digestion is starting once you your food leaves the stomach. Your pancreas is going to make enzymes. It's going to make lipase, and it's going to make amylase. You have your liver over here sending out bile. Bile is going to break down your fats. So it's basically your fat digestion is down here, your protein digestion is happening in your stomach, your carbohydrate digestion is starting in your mouth, as well as once you move your food into your duodenum. For you to make hydrochloric acid, you are needing zinc, vitamin B6 and magnesium. So if you're deficient in any one of those, you may not make enough hydrochloric acid to produce enough enzymes to digest the food. You also may shut down your stomach due to stress. So at high adrenaline, you may end up shutting down your stomach. Your digestion is poor. For whatever reason, if you don't have enough digestive enzymes, then you don't break down the food. And now this food in your belly is going to ferment. So if the food ferments in your belly, you're going to produce this wind in your belly. This is fermenting food. The belly is going to get bloated. So if the food ferments, it's fermenting due to not enough digestive enzymes, you are producing wind, the belly gets bloated. If the belly gets bloated, you may end up releasing that wind back up with a burp or a belch, and you might end up having reflux. And if you have reflux, the person is going to tell you that they have heartburn. And now some people are even getting sore throats, and they're being treated with proton pump inhibitors to block the hydrochloric acid, because what they're saying is there's reflux coming back up here and causing sore throats in people. Now your food is meant to come down into the gut, and what it does is it enters the gut as a small, well-digested piece of protein, and it is meant to come across into your blood, and it is meant to go to the liver. So in our liver, we then process it and we send it off out, and we send it off to the muscle to make energy. So we know that one molecule of glucose is going to convert to 38 ATPs, and if everything is working well, we are making enough energy in our body for everything to work well. We also know that the food is going to be sent out to the brain to make the brain chemicals. We know that tryptophan, we'll be talking about this today, tryptophan is going to turn into serotonin. But for tryptophan to turn into the brain chemical serotonin, you are needing zinc, vitamin B6, iron, vitamin C. You're needing magnesium, folic acid, and vitamin B12. They are the cofactor nutrients that, along with tryptophan, are going to turn into and make serotonin for the happy, positive mood, the glass half full. You know, that you're in a happy state, seeing the positive in life, not the negative in life. So if the food does not break down properly, there's a couple of things can happen now. So if your food digests well, the body should work at its best. It's providing all the nutrition. You're going to make plenty of brain chemicals. You're going to make enough energy, and everything is well. If the food does not digest properly, undigested protein or poorly digested protein or partially digested protein is now entering the gut, and it's entering the mucosal immunity, really. The mucus lining underneath, every mucus lining has its immune system underneath. And the mucus lining is recognizing what's good and bad, what's good for you, what's bad for you. And the mucus lining, if you are sending down unbroken or poorly digested proteins, you can upregulate the production of mucus. So if you produce mucus and you increase the secretion of mucus, you are upregulating mucus production everywhere. So where we are getting mucus production is in the head, that we are aware of. So your mucus production in the head, you might have mucus being produced in your nose, and that means somebody can have a sinus problem. You can have phlegm, would be your biggest one, that phlegm in your throat. You have mucus in the ears, and you can have somebody with glue ear. You can have mucus being produced in your chest, and you can have somebody who's chesty. Bacteria grows in a warm, moist environment, so that if you're producing excess mucus, then the body can produce, a bacteria can grow in that, and you can develop infections. So if you have somebody with glue ear, or somebody who's getting sinus problems or getting mucus in the chest, if that gets infected, then you're now dealing with the need for antibiotics to clear that infection. And people who are on numerous antibiotics, it's usually for some mucus condition above in the head or chest. Another part of this, if this is the villi, and the villi make an enzyme. The enzyme is called DPP4, dipeptyl peptidase number 4. If you're looking it up, it's Roman numerals number 4. It's kind of written like the Roman numerals 4. DPP4 is the enzyme that is breaking down gluten and casein. They're a protein that contains proline, and this is your proline digesting enzyme. So we eat gluten, and we eat or drink casein. And the enzyme is meant to break down this protein structure into pieces. You need zinc to make the enzyme. And other things maybe like a candida fungal overgrowth, something that irritates and inflames the lining of the gut. For whatever reason that you don't make enough DPP4, and if you're low in DPP4, without having enough DPP4, dipeptyl peptidase number 4, the peptidase enzyme that's breaking down this little peptide, if you can't break it down, it remains in one piece. And the gluten, what you're creating, or you're staying with, it's a glutamorphic